indoor exercise gym bikes.
Not spin. Wit.
Life Agent X. Cycling ring. Coco belly. The X.
Exerciser.
Exercising. Cycle on IP address.
Cycle tongues qui lit.
Live and let learn a ride on. Teach me on. Teach sister on.
Welcome, friends, to another invigorating ride on the Chakra, our shared wheel of energy, fitness, and exploration. It's me, your ever-curious host, LIFEAGENT EX. Now, some of you might already know me, but for those just tuning in, let me share a little bit of my story. I have always believed in guiding people toward balance. Whether it's through the rhythm of a drum, the revolution of your spinning wheel, or the nourishment of a well-lived life. And while my roots lie in decades of life and health insurance, my heart now beats to a different cadence, a cadence of growth, numerology, and, wellness. See, my path shifted, and here I am, your guide on this journey, blending sound wisdom with the physical harmony of fitness. Born on good old planet Earth, under the rays of a late March sun, you could say I'm kind of, connected to its rhythm. Aries energy, sure, but mostly I embrace the energy of being alive now. Oh, speaking of now, this moment, right now, means you and I are sharing this space where we learn, grow, and pedal forward, right? So, as we begin today's conversation, let's set an intention. Let's breathe. Maybe whisper to yourself something like, this is my time to connect, to explore, to center myself in the power of knowledge, because that's what we're doing here, balancing the body and the soul into one steady rhythm. All right, so stay with me. We're going to take a ride into some fascinating pieces on how wellness weaves itself with choices, behaviors, and surprises. Surprises like, the idea that a little indulgence might actually hold some health benefits. It's all about balance, right? All right, friends, now let's pivot ever so naturally from the wheel of wellness to something that might just make your head tilt a little. Have you ever considered that sipping, say, a glass of wine, just one, mind you, could, in its own paradoxical way, be tied to lower weight gain? I know. But roll with me here, because the science, it's compelling. Recent findings from Brigham and Women's Hospital showed that women who indulge moderately, let's say one drink or maybe two each day, could actually see a lower risk of weight gain over time. The numbers tell stories, but the stories hold a delicate balance. And here's the kicker, the idea that these liquid calories might be, displacing other food-based calories. Think about it. The women drinking moderately weren't just piling calories on top. They were making unconscious swaps, trading the solids for a sip or two. Now, don't get me wrong, though. Liquid calories come with their baggage, their metaphorical suitcases, packed light. And I mean light because they don't carry the vitamins, the fiber, the nutrition our bodies need. It's like storing sand in your gas tank and expecting the engine to rev, right? Which brings me to a story. A friend of mine, let's call her Maya, enjoys her evening glass of Malbec. But here's the twist. She couples it with cycling. She's got this routine, you see, where she recharges by aligning her petals to what she calls her chakra frequencies. That glass, it's part ritual, part recharge, moderation embodied in motion, wheels spinning almost as if they were chiming the tunes of balance. So what does this tell us? It tells us, my friends, that health is as much about choices as it is about harmonies. How we pace ourselves in a dance with our indulgences. How we flow with our lives instead of fighting them. Perhaps even how we sip, knowing when to stop. And there we find balance. And just as the mind pauses to ponder this rhythm, there's more to the tale of alcohol. What it does beyond the weight, how it whispers its effects deep within muscles, and recovery processes. So stay on this path. You're spinning right into it with me next. All right, my friends, let's deepen this ride, because alcohol doesn't just play with calories. It waltzes into the very heart of our fitness. I mean, imagine this. You just crushed a training session, sweat pouring, muscles alive with effort, and in the afterglow, you reach for a glass of your favorite drink. But little do we know, that moment of indulgence is quietly hiking into the woods of muscle recovery, leaving footprints in the sand that may take longer to wash away. See, science speaks, and it tells us that alcohol can impair something magical known as muscle protein synthesis, MPS for short. It's the builder, the weaver of micro tears in your muscles, stitching them back stronger after a workout. But introduce alcohol even moderately, and MPS takes a hit, leaving threads untied, recovery slower, and your body asking for nutrients it's been robbed of. But it doesn't stop there. Oh no, alcohol reaches into the realm of performance too. Motor skills, coordination, aerobic drive, all shifted out of harmony, especially under its influence. Picture a race day moment, your breath synced with your cadence, the rhythm carrying you forward, and then, bam! The previous night's cocktails, they weigh down the wings of your performance, clipping the edges of what might have been your soaring pace. And let me tell you a story, because you know me, I love weaving the essence of life into lessons. A few moons ago, I sat with a close cycling friend who said, X, I thought I could balance my sips and my cycling. Well, the ride that followed, her balance was gone. The wheels which once glided had wobbled. Even her focus faltered. And what does that tell us? That sometimes indulgence can bend our willpower and distract from our wholeness. Even in the quiet philosophy of Ayurveda, alcohol disrupts something foundational. Our vata, the energy of movement, rhythm, and the winds of clarity. And yet there's hope in recovery rituals. Rhythmic pedaling, as I like to say, can reignite a grounded balance, recentering through motion, breath, and intention. So where does that leave us? Well, these sips, these indulgences, they don't just fade like echoes in a tunnel. They linger, shaping our outputs, our energy, even our velocities. But as always, with awareness comes change. And we're here to redefine balance in every choice we make. Well, my friends, here we are, spinning full circle, coming to the heart of today's tale. You've heard me share how alcohol weaves through calories, performance, recovery. And now, let's talk about something rising, a movement, a trend that's redefining what it means to share a toast, to connect, to feel part of the moment without, well, the sip of the spirits. I'm talking about non-alcoholic alternatives, beverages crafted with care, yet without the intoxicating buzz. Now, some of you might be thinking, X, can these really replace that glass, that ritual? And to that I say, yes, they can. You see, it's never just the drink. It's the moment, the connection, the rhythm of coming together. These mindful creations, whether it's sparkling water kissed with botanicals or alcohol-free wines mingling aromatic layers, these offer us new ways to celebrate without tipping the scales of our wellness. And speaking of rhythm, let me weave in something fascinating, something cosmic, you could say, binaural beats. Have you ever leaned back with your headphones snug, letting frequencies wash over you, harmonizing the left and right hemispheres? It's like tuning the strings of your inner self. These sounds, these heart's frequencies, they align us, ground us, bring us peace. Imagine pairing that with your cycling practice, the beats syncing with your pedals as you flow. It's another way to replace the unwind once sought in a glass, finding mindfulness in resonance instead. Now, let's glance inward. We've talked about choices for wellness, and here lies a powerful one to harmonize our lives, not just through what we consume, but through how we live. Picture your heartbeat like a metronome, steady, rhythmic, you with every beat, more attuned to the choices that sustain you. It's in these habits, these shifts, that balance finds us. So, here's my nudge for you, dear listeners. Find an alternative, embrace rhythm, and celebrate without compromise. Bring coherence into your heart and into your life. Not just the laughter of shared moments, but the quiet applause of knowing you're caring for this vessel, this body that carries you through the ride of life. And as we close today's cycle, let me leave you with this. Balance is not about perfection. It's about the dance, the flow, the alignment of your truth with every choice. Until we ride together again, stay bright, stay balanced, and always, always embrace the rhythm of your being. On that note, we'll see each other next time. Take care, my friends.
Indoor exercise gym bikes.
Not spin. Wit.
Life Agent X. Cycling 3 ring. Cocopelli. The X.
Exerciser.
Exercising. Cycle on EP address.
CYCOHOLIC.
Live and let learn a ride on. Teach me on.